That's not true. That isn't
never,
true.
ever happened. And that's the commitment that I make to you. Should I be lucky enough to be elected into council, I will ensure
Well,
that
that may
will
be
not
so,
happen.
but the maps
If there
will
is going
out.
to be a change in the rules, those people affected will know about it. If there is an issue or a problem that needs to be solved, you will know about it and you will be asked. So that's the commitment that I can make to you here this morning. Thank you very much.
If I could just make a comment on Gary, I don't want to pick on Gary, but yeah, in the last few days I have had cooperation from the council. They sent me a complete set of extracts from minutes. I'm not sure of the lady's name, Angela's done a fantastic job. I'm sorry to take up council's time, but she's extracted. There has been an enormous amount of work gone in to all this issue. Around the downs, all the parks, there's been an enormous consultation process, there's been reports and whatever, so I think it's really important to acknowledge that. The bottom line is though, these stakeholders here appear not to have been consulted about the proposed change. And if there's such a major change, I think that's where the issue was. The consultation was done and there was a lot of reports, a lot of work gone in, but the proposal for the change didn't come to this set of stakeholders. So that's, I think, to be fair, where I've moved my position. I was perhaps like Gary a few days ago saying there was no consultation. Maybe I just didn't see it. There a lot of work had been done, but it didn't get to this group. So just trying to put in balance there. Mike Williams, would you like to speak?
Thank you, and thank you for coming out this morning. I don't want to tell you you can or you can't have offer on leash parking, because obviously dog walking here, because obviously you're all here because you're passionate about it. What I want to do with it then though is council's program of how we actually came to the decision. We spent more time talking about off leash, on leash dog parks than most other issues in council. We spent 18 months, we've had reviews, we've had communities come back and say they don't agree with it. Now, if this community hasn't been engaged suitably, I apologise, but our officers tried very hard to engage with everybody right across this region. So, there were signs, there was notices, there was letterbox drops, there was lots of things said. I assure you that it has been done. The biggest thing we find, and this council gets criticised every day for not communicating. Our biggest problem is actually getting people to communicate with us. We go out across the region, we go to community consultation across this region. West is a burning issue that people have to engage with. We get 10 people in office. We try to communicate with the people. Until you actually understand how it affects you, the people don't want to communicate. So all I'm saying is, if the communication process has failed, I apologise for that, but council tried very hard to communicate right across this region, and we did engage quite strongly with a lot of people in a lot of other parks, and there was more iterations of these maps than you could poke a stick at, because people kept coming back to us saying, we don't agree with that, we work with that community, and we developed an outcome.
What was the objection?
No, well, perhaps if we leave the questions, I'll give everyone a chance to make questions later. Just to be fair, we'll try and work through the candidates. But, yeah, sorry, Mike.
So I apologise if this community feels they weren't engaged with, but council tried very hard. What the message you've given to us now is that you're not happy with the outcome of it. It's possible to review it. It's actually not hard, or it's actually quite hard initially under the local government laws to actually designate the changes. But I understand that some changes to the Local Government Act now have actually made it a little easier. So what took a very long time to bring in up to this point is now a little easier to change. So council is always listening to the people, but you've always got to understand there's two sides to an argument. So when we go to a lot of parks, we get people saying, well, we don't want dogs off leash in our part of our park. Our job as council is to actually find the balance. You'll find in the last term we've made a lot of really hard decisions, but we got absolutely belted over. Occasionally we do actually get it right though. I think if you look at Garnet Lehman, well, we got absolutely belted. People said it's wrong. I think if you look there now, most people will agree that we actually got it right. So our job is to listen to everybody and to try and find the right outcome. Now, we're happy as councillors to listen to the community again. If we got it wrong, to review it. That's what council's about.
Well, I'm probably I've probably changed, tweaked my view of this over the last few days, because I've been referred to the Toowoomba Regional Council Subordinate Law, Local Law Number 2, Animal Management 2011, Map 11. Everyone would have got that, wouldn't they? There it is. There's the detail of the map there. So there is obviously a real bureaucratic nightmare that the council has to deal with on every issue, and this is probably an example of where so much work has been done, but this community hasn't been consulted. And I take Mike's point that they've done a lot of work and that they're now prepared to listen again. That's fantastic. Thanks for that. Jeff McDonald.
Thank you very much, Chris, and thank you very much for coming out this morning. Look, it obviously is a burning issue, a particularly strong issue for you guys this morning, and obviously since the change has been made. There is some good news around the corner for you, and that, as the Deputy Mayor mentioned, there is opportunity, much easier opportunity, for us to change the laws following a decision by the state on the 18th of December last year. But I just wanted to go back to the consultation, and one of the greatest frustrations for me, and I'm sure current sitting councillors will agree, a frustration when you get around to a 4-year election cycle is that there's many candidates that will come out and claim things and do things that they'll say they'll do, and some things that council haven't done. And that's a frustration, because the biggest challenge for us, as you've demonstrated here this morning, is the communication between the community and council itself. And that's certainly something that I know council have worked on the last 4 years. We've had consultations right across the region, but there is obviously something there that's missing. So today has been an opportunity for us to listen to that. But I do stress the fact that the changes from the state, we've been waiting for the local laws changes to come through, and not pointing the finger on any level of government, but the state's probably dragged their chain there a bit. That's happened now, so we can do it. So this morning is a clear. This morning is a clear. I beg your pardon?
You can do what? You say you can do something. What can you do?
The communication now can happen between park to park about issues. So beforehand it was very difficult to do that. We did it to get to this point. Obviously, some of you people may not have got that communication, and we respect that. And we respect that. Just as you guys, I hope you people have also respected that we're coming out to listen to you today, because that's what it is. It's a two-way street. We, in fact, surprisingly enough, are part of the community. We also want things best for our community. Okay, so it's not a competition here, you guys versus council. It actually should be all working together, and that's the challenge we have as a council moving forward. We need to get the communication right, and we haven't got it right. Clearly we haven't got it right, but we need to do that better, and we'll certainly do it. I do want to defend Councillor Englert, and no doubt she'll have a chance to speak. The consultation that she went to personally, and she took a strong personal interest in this, at shopping centres, at parks, over that 18-month period. And she was out there. She was the face of the council, out talking to people. And just as many of you people out here want the same for off-leash, there was the same balance on the on-leash. So we need to keep a broad view on this as well. And the challenge for council is balancing that, just as we have the park up at Kate Street we heard earlier on. So it's not an easy fix, but we have got an opportunity. It's a much easier path to change it. Okay, so that's the message for you today. So I hope this morning has been something that you can go back with, so that you have achieved something. We've got councillors out here listening, and that's the big thing. So thank you very much.
Just a point to come from that, and perhaps my personal opinion on it is, we have council in there, and they think their role is to regulate our behaviour generally across, and state governments, federal governments want to regulate us. We've been here for 30 years. Others have been here for 40 years walking, without any regulation, without any problem. Did we really need to have this delineated as an off-leash, on-leash, when it was working perfectly well before? And I saw a sign earlier saying, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. Anyway, Anne Glasheen, Toowoomba Regional Council, councillor standing for re-election.
Morning everybody. I'm one of the sitting councillors now, and the exercise with dog parks actually started in our first term of council. and which spurred Councillor Englert to come forward to say that we got it wrong. And I have to say we did get it wrong. But Mike's covered all the council, what we've done in the last term. We changed our community engagement. I am concerned that there's so many people here that say that they weren't engaged in the exercise, because our processes have changed greatly. And Sue will come forward shortly to tell you the processes that went forward, because it actually comes under her portfolio. Now, I'm a dog lover from way back, and nobody seems to have Old English sheepdogs here, which is a bit of a concern. And I've got two. I'm the councillor that lives out of town. I live out of Clifton, and I live across the road from a dog-free. We've got an exercise there, a section that is a dog-free unleashed area, and the rest of the area the dogs have to be on leash. So I know what it's like. You've got a beautiful park here, and we've said unleashed area. There is another side to this exercise, and I'm disappointed there's not the people here that say they are frightened of dogs. Well, obviously, for us to act on something, there has to be a complaint. Somewhere along the line, people are frightened of dogs or want to walk their dogs on leash. I don't know, that's what I'm concerned about. You've got a beautiful park here in a really beautiful spot. You need to share it and work together.
We do.
And if it was a smaller
But you've got
area,
this
it'd
much.
make sense to maybe coordinate different. There's plenty of room.
There's plenty of room here, it needs to be shared, and we need to all get on.
We're not stopping park.
What do you think you need to regulate the sharing?
Two paths go through.
Perhaps we'll try and get some structure to the discussion. There is obviously real passions there. I will give you an opportunity to direct questions shortly.
You don't question when they're talking.
Well, it's just that we'll have, each talk will be 20 minutes long. Each talk will be 20 minutes long if we have the same question.
Well, then if we have 10 minutes of people up there talking and 10 minutes of questions, we'll have 20 minutes.
One last speaker, then you'll all get your say. Councillor Sue Englert, sorry.
No, that's fine.
Councillor Sue Englert, who I acknowledge has done a lot of work in this area over many terms on council. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I admire you for rallying. I've rallied myself on a number of occasions, and I think it's good. But I have to tell you, it's also hard for us to come here and we know that we're all more or less going to step upon. I thought I would finish at the end of March and was hopeful that I would escape then untouched. But here we are, I'm out again. So what I wanted to say, I wanted to back up everything that Mike and Jeffrey had said and Councillor Desheen. And this was a long process, and I want you to cast your minds back to the election of 2012. And the then council had removed at least 16 dog parks from Toowoomba. And that was one reason why I stood against the council. Now, we promised that we would review it, just as we're promising today as we see it. And we did lots and lots of consultation, and I know you're saying that you didn't get it. But we did things like we had a survey started off. Council didn't run it. They had people here in the park. In employment, we employed people to do it. They came to the park. There was what time did they come? A couple of years ago now. They were not. Well, there were signs up. No, there were nothing. Well, I'll have to check that. But every park across the region had signs and consultation and surveys. But there must have been some. Queen's Park didn't. No, well, I missed the Queen's Park as well. Well, there hang on. There were 6 replies came back from this park, so somebody must have seen it. So 4 of those were in favour, 2 to do nothing, 2 were to do something else, and the other 2 were totally opposed. So council's got to sort of sit on the fence, you know, like this. Now, before I start, I really do to acknowledge Mr. Dr. Alex Ward. Now, I hate to contradict you, Megan, but he left his park in 1928 to the people of Toowoomba for their recreation purposes, as seen fit by the council of the day. So it was never ever left to the dogs. And as Anne pointed out, we do have to share our open space. And this same thing has happened across a lot of dog parks because for one thing, and you're fortunate here, development overtook some of those dog parks.
So you're telling me that's going to happen to this one too?
No.
Yes, it is. What a big carbuncle built over there in our park.
Well, that wasn't on trust land. That wasn't trust land. It's not. It was gifted. It was
Well,
not.
let's finish. You're talking about consultation.
Yeah. So so every bit of consultation happened exactly the same across the region. Now, if I was asked to go somewhere and there was a rally, there was one at Queen's Park, I attended that rally and we sorted that out as well. Garnet Lehman was another area where the people were upset that they were going to have reduced a dog park space, but that has been sorted out as well. So, and there's always two sides. So you have the opportunity now to put forward your request in a mannerly way so that it can be reviewed by council. But you need to understand that if you put forward a request, the council will need to go out to public consultation once again. And I have to say that yesterday I got a phone call from a lady who's 83 and she used to walk a dog in this park, and I could tell you her name, but I'll keep that private. And she said to me that she had to stop coming here because she's a bit feeble and the dogs were very robust, I suppose, and she was scared she was going to be knocked down. So the point you need to know is that even though it's a North Leash Park area, it's shared space, but you also have to be able to control your dog. By that I mean, if you see it run into somebody, and you know that person's obviously a little bit upset, you should be able to whistle or clap or call or whatever. That's exactly right. And the other issue I need to talk to you all about, and it's very important, is that we have had so many complaints across the city about dogs doing their poos in anywhere and everywhere, on paths, outside people's houses and all this. So hopefully you're responsible dog owners. The fact of the matter is that there are many that are not. And so we went to each park and happened to be here this day, and there was a lady that dog actually did do that, and she made no attempt to pick it up. And the little officer sort of told her that that's
It's Anne here, so.
No, it's another person. Is it? Yes, and she told me about it, that she was so upset by the warden who was talking to her, and she was focusing on the warden, and the dog did do it, and she didn't see it. So there are mistakes there, but not usually.
okay. Well, that's the actual story. So, and Chris, really, I'm glad that you have sort of tempered your, thought about it all.
My sense of humour, surely not.
Well, it
that's
might be, but I don't think it's nice to call our officers Nazis either, because they are doing a job that you ratepayers are paying us to do. And as for regulation,
I don't think I've called anyone Nazi.
well, it was in your letter.
No, I would never
Well,
call.
it's there.
I would never call anyone Nazi. I've never. Sorry, I haven't used that term. Anyway, perhaps if we move to the question now, we'll give with Sue as the councillor who doesn't have to deal with this in the future because she's not very standing. Perhaps if we move to the questions, and the first lady here, then the lady the fellow in blue there who wanted to have his say, the lady in red here first, crimson here. Your question?
Okay. I want to know what is the purpose of taking this land away from us? Surely to goodness, because most parks are on-leash park, or there's a pocket handkerchief area designated for dogs, which I actually find insulting. I think and people who make these rules have got no idea about looking after dogs. Why can't we make this a dog off-leash park and all the other parks not allowed to take the dog? Surely to goodness, common sense must prevail. This is an ideal dog park. These people over there, I've seen what goes on over these houses down there. They've got bully boy dogs, sorry, but there's bully boy dogs sitting there, as you say, somebody said, at the fence. I've seen those people open the gate and just let the dogs out. And they're horrible dogs.
Well, can I just reply to that? We're not taking anything off.
Yes, you are. You've taken all that side down there and all that back area away. And now people aren't allowed to
Hold on.
There are 5 hectares of off-leash dog
Why not the
area
whole
here.
lot? Why not the whole lot as it used to be?
One question at a time, otherwise we'll never get there.
Can I make one thing clear here? No families are going to come here with kids or anything because we've got no toilet facility, so we're just leaving
No, well, hold on. No, let's just concentrate on. We'll follow the question through. Follow the question. If you finish there.
Well, no, I just want an answer. I just want an answer why you've suddenly taken this land away from us, and there's all these other parks where you can't take dogs or the dogs have got to be on leash. Why can't they be designated no dog park and leave this to dog people?
Because what we do is we actually try to make an off-leash dog park in areas where people can walk to it from their local area.
Well, but I know people that come from a long way away, right out Murphy's Creek, to come and use this park because it was a free dog leash park. They're not coming anymore because all this ridiculous rules and regulations. I also heard about an elderly lady walking down here, and one of the council, excuse me, but thugs, as far as I'm concerned, walked up to her and said she had a dog, a little old lady with a little dog off the leash, and he sent her to fine her $280. I find that really, really offensive. I think it's disgusting.
I feel like Tony Jones on Q&A. We'll take that as a comment. Thank you. In the blue here, the gentleman here in the blue.
Same thing. Leave it alone. Why don't you leave it alone?
Stop bullying everybody.
That's the question, is it?
Well, health and safety, all the rest of the stuff like the long grass, it's not looked after. You're slowly going to be chopping it up. They're getting a raise from the Bridge Club now.
Hold on. Just finish this. What's your question? One question first.
Well, the health and safety of the elderly people who walk here. It's not safe to walk here. There's big divots, and this grass is not usually this low. And there's snakes.
But in reply to your being cut up for development, that is not true. This land is held in trust and can never be subdivided or sold off. So squash that.
You're certainly having a good go at it.
Pardon?
You're having a good go at it.
Excuse me, Sue. No. Excuse me, Sue. When they had the decision made for the people not to be able to walk on the flat path, was there health and safety involved?
You can walk on the path. On the path. The dog park. You can let your dog run.
You don't own it.
You want to have dogs to
Okay, we'll take that one as the last one as a comment. John Campbell over here with the fantastic sign. Put it up, John. Love that. Love that sign.
So I put it to council that the reason you made that an off-lead section down the bottom is that it is not fenced. Is that an easy way not to have to fence a property?
Well, actually, the whole solution to this may well be to fence part of it.
Oh, come on.
No, the boundary along downlands is unfenced.
You couldn't develop it.
Finish.
The boundary on
No, hold on. Let her have a finish. Come on, you've had your say.
the boundary on downlands is unfenced. The boundary down here to personal property is unfenced. Is that why you've made that on leash? Because it's not you haven't bothered to fence it.
That's right. And the fact is that when you get down to where the people are and downlands are, that's when you need to, and you're walking, you put your dog back on lead. The same here, and the reason why the signs didn't go here was because we didn't want to undermine that lovely can that celebrates Alex Horn.
You could have put it up there or down there.
Yeah, well, there is one up there.
Oh, where? Where you got it from?
No, it's up there in the middle, and there's another one. I agree. Now, hang on a minute. I agree that the signage is very poor. Because I can't.
The signs around this park are unnecessary. Get rid of them. They're absolute rubbish. They're expensive
Our
rubbish.
dog just pee on them. That's all they're there for.
Take those comments. Hold on. We got a very patient lady at the back here, so I'll just ask. Speak.
Can I go back to something you said? Can I just check, what was the number of respondents you got from the survey that you outsourced to a private company? Was it 6? So I have a concern as a ratepayer that the council is using taxpayers' money to pay a private company who give you a 6-response survey, and that's enough from which to work. And you're happy with that?
I ripped you off that company, dude.
Regardless of the cost, how can the council make any decision on any topic about anything on 6 responses.
Well, I will pose a question to you. If you can tell me how we get a message across when we have signs in the park, we have...
It's your job to work it out. Don't ask us how to do your job.
We had a survey in the park where people visited. We had TV ads. We had radio ads.
You did so.
Mind you, this is 2 years ago now.
Okay, I'll take that as a comment. The fellow in blue here, also very, very patient. Right, please, we'll try and get this, listen to this question here.
I've been coming here for 20 years. I work for the state government and I also make the maps, and I guess I have an idea of what's happened here is governments are very risk averse. They want to, you know, there's 2 or 3 complaints. I think there was, because I read your document, and I think there was something like 3 complaints from neighbouring landholders. And what you've done is look at a satellite image and go, well, there's a path. We can use that as a dividing line. I'd call upon council to be a bit more risk averse, be a bit more risk taking, and just go, look, we'll put a 10-metre buffer from the houses. That's it.
Well, and that's exactly what we have done at Clearview, where we've got a big fence.
We haven't done it here.
Well, why are you making that comment? Excuse me, I'm talking to this man in the blue here. He made the comment that we needed a 10-metre buffer, and I said that is exactly the approach that council gives at Clearview Street. And I totally agree with you. I think that's a very sensible approach.
Can I just make a comment here, because I put a bit of work into this. I've been here 30 years, walking my dogs most mornings and about 3 afternoons a week for 30 years. Gee, that's a lot of walks. I've never heard a complaint. Not one complaint in that time. So that would be thousands of walks there. Never heard one complaint. Obviously, I didn't hear the complaints that went to the council, except they've had some. But over that broad period of time, this hasn't had any complaint that I have heard of. We have had no regulation and no problems in that time. Can't we go back to what's worked for 30 years rather than what has caused the problem in the last 2 years?
We've heard all that has to be said. There is a process now by which you can ask for change to be made. And that is a process by which you will write a letter, make a proper petition, and put in your reasons why. Now, the law cannot be changed just like that. It may take a couple of months. The new council won't be sworn in at least until April, mid-April, I would say. So, but there is a process. So, and I'm saying to you, there is a way that this can be fixed. And there's no use going on, she said, he said, they said, you didn't do that, we did this. Because the fact of the matter is we need to find a way forward. And the way forward that you have open to all of you is to join Chris and sign a proper petition, a properly made petition, with a letter attached asking council to revisit this amount. And it can be done.
Excuse me, but the
No, hold on. Just let it finish. Let it finish.
The local law now is in such a way that we can alter a map without actually having to make a complete... To do these local laws takes a year at least. So there is that opportunity for you all, and I would advise you all that would be the way forward in a peaceful manner. And I'm sure, I know you're all upset, and I can tell. And I had a dog that my Ted. He lived with me for 18 years, and he was the only one still with me. The husband had left, my kids had packed their bags and gone, and I still had Ted. So, you know, I'm a dog lover.
No, because we've got other people who've been waiting for questions. The lady here with the hand up.
Just going forward, rather than, as well as a petition, is it possible for council to receive email addresses or direct addresses of the people who are here, so that when you've got something to request, information to request from us or our opinion, we actually have an opportunity to directly ask, rather than maybe being in a park at the right time, or maybe watching the television at the right time, or reading the right newspaper.
Can I just make a comment on that? I'll just make a comment on that. As my daughter said to me yesterday, email, Dad, that's so yesterday. everyone should now know that the Parkies at Horn Park is the Facebook page, and we've got 2 billion people on Earth on Facebook, 2 billion people. So if you go to the Facebook page, involve yourself in that. We will use that as the mechanism to get out to this community. Because I didn't set that up. It's been going for about 3 years. I only knew about it earlier this week. But the Parkies at Horn Park, and we'll put all the information in there. Gives a fantastic opportunity to feedback. We'll have a video of today's rally. It'll go up on that Facebook page as soon as I can get home.
I agree. That's great. If we don't, email that way. Email, council has an email address.
But no one reads emails, I'm afraid. Well, why didn't you reply to me and all my emails that I sent out? So.
There you are, you've got a communication problem.
Okay, at the back, the lady who's been waving at me, yes, your question? Oh, there's not the big fella in the sunglasses.
Okay, if we can go forward.
Behind you.
Sorry, I'm bigger than you. Okay, now you're talking about the laws of this side or that side. You know, you made this area the off-leash park, that area the off-leash park. You have councillors here telling people you shouldn't fine X amount of dollars for walking on the park. My belief is, if you want to enforce laws, you have to put up certain fences, or you can't just make an imaginary line and go, don't cross here, don't go there. Dogs don't understand that. If you want to enforce this and fine people, you need to put up decent fencing. No, listen, right? This crappy little fence over here won't stop any stray dogs running onto that road. That's a poor idea of dog fence. Right?
Well, it's really not a dog fence, that's an arc.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, if you want to make this park an imaginary line, and you want to fine people for doing it, you need to fence it. Or don't fine people because it's just an imaginary line.
Nobody has been fined, I need to make that very clear. Nobody has been fined.
The fellow in the hat here, sorry, I forgot your name again. Shane, Egan.
Just two quick things. One is that everybody walks here in the mornings and the afternoons. If the council wants to consult with them, we just have to sit at this table. We're here every day, 7 days a week. We don't need a private people, just one of you guys come and sit there. The second question, or the second thing I wanted to say is, we have this path through here. The sign is on outside the path by about 1.5 meters, and it says, you are now entering an on-leash park, or off-leash. But the path itself is not designated. And how can you say, people, I'm not that old, but this lady over here is older than me, and she has to walk on the grass because she can't take a dog on the path? That's ridiculous.
It's about stray people that are on the outside.
They get fined. The path would have been just used as a dividing line, you know. And that's the way it's been done in other parks as well. In Queen's Park, we've actually planted little bushes, like a little egg to keep to sort of do that. So, you know, there are opportunities like that as well. So, you know, but look, I think we need to go forward. There is an opportunity for this to be looked at again, and we really, and I'd just say you've got to move forward. You've got to do the next step, and that is to write. And look, you don't have to be a petition. You can email them. You can email the CEO. You can email the council. You don't have to do it. You can do it like that. Just phone up. Bring the customer service.
One lady here.
I just feel the biggest point of the whole thing is that dogs are free to walk on leads everywhere, virtually. Why can't we just, I think everyone surely agrees, to have one area where the dogs are free without lots of restrictions and fuss and bother. It's good for everyone. People are happy, dogs are happy, and it's wonderful for Toowoomba to have this magnificent facility. And that's wonderful. I think so it is.
So I'm sorry we've gone at least 1 hour over what I guaranteed everyone it would finish by. I know, we haven't even started yet. I want to just take 2 seconds of the time to just thank you for all the contacts that you've had over the last sort of 3 or 4 days. It's amazing to get everyone out like this. Let's keep this community going. The best way that I can see this community going is to use the modern technology, if you like, of the parkies at Horn Park. Some great debates are had there. Can I just gauge the mood of those that are remaining at this, without putting a motion to the meeting, as it were, but are we generally in favour of keeping Alex Horn Park, as we have had for the last 30 or 40 years, as a totally off-free leash? Now I want to consult wisely here. Those against that idea, please speak now.
Compromise.
A compromise down there, a bit of a worry compromise. Because if we go off with a half-baked suggestion, why don't they just go away, leave us in peace? Anyway, thank you very much for coming along.
Thank you, Chris.
Have you noticed that we managed to consult with each other and the council tried for how long did they say? And Chris has managed to consult with all of us and get us all to know this. Has anybody picked up?
Now make sure you pick up your dog poo on the way home.
You notice
Sorry about that.